How you guys doing? It's your boy DJ Hatter, and welcome to another episode of the Game Zone. And today we're going to be discussing our first Adams Family Madden regular season, and we're doing it with Madden 28 that's just been released. Everybody had their chance to sign up and join, and for the first time, all 32 teams since I've been able to be in charge of the tournament for the first time, all 32 teams have been chosen from guys living here in San Antonio, guys living in North Carolina, and all over the states right now. And I know a good bit of them actually. And I'm looking forward to seeing how 32 different players I've either never played before or never seen personally, and seeing players I have seen played personally and played against, how they react to a 12 game season. If the 12 game season works out fine, like if it goes well and it gets a big popularity, I guess, we're going to actually do what the actual NFL does, and we're going to bring them a 16 game season. The 17 week will be the bye week. We'll actually give it a whole, schedule, and we'll see how that goes. But that's in the future. Let's talk about that now. It will be a 12 game season, and it will be based off the top 8 players slash teams in the AFC and top 8 in the NFC that will get to the actual Madden tournament. Now, for those of you who don't know, we are actually celebrating with Madden 20 23 years of Madden play, which means since the early 90s, my dad started it with, it just started out with just the Adams family, guys in our family just got together. Every Madden that came out, we played. And when I got old enough, I started playing in Madden 2000. That's how old I am. But we are actually celebrating 23 years, and I want to thank everybody who has been either joining or watching throughout this time, because you are part of a good history that I plan on doing it as long as I can, and hopefully pass it down to my kid if Madden gets a little better. But that's neither here nor there. What we're going to talk about for our first discussion, though, is my top players who I see doing good. And I'm not going to talk about myself. I'm not here to do that. People who see me play either on Twitch or in person, they know how I play. They know what kind of player I am and what I bring to the game, and how I'm going to come out, hopefully be good to get to the playoffs or tournament. We want to talk about, first person to talk about is Nathaniel Baker, Nate Baker, who for the past 4 tournaments before we even started doing the regular season, he has used the Pittsburgh Steelers. And he's always been good. He's just nasty with it. He can pass with Ben Roethlisberger. He's a good play caller. And offensively, he is just he's dynamite, man. Like he explodes when he plays offense. Nate is top person to talk about and top person to look at in the AFC right now, as he has been to the tournament championship 3 times. He went twice back to back, and then we took a long hiatus and we came back finally, and he went a 3rd time. Unfortunately, Nate loses the tournament games. Hopefully, bringing in a regular season will help him understand better what other players can do. That way, he can play different players and it'll up his play. During the preseason, which you guys have to see on my Twitch channel, if anything, he actually shows what he can and cannot do. Offensively, he is still a threat. Don't let anybody tell you different. Like, I don't care who he plays. I don't care if he does lose. He is still offensively a threat. He will give your defense trouble. Not only do he do that, but now they introduced this whole X Factor mode, which means if he gets a couple good passes with Ben Roethlisberger, he's going to be hot and he's going to be damn near unstoppable throwing the ball. Juju Smith-Schuster, if he catches long passes for X amount of times, if he activates that X Factor, I don't know what you're going to do. You got to double him, and if you do double him, I don't know if your defense is that good to double him. If people can figure that out, he may not be a threat, but that doesn't mean he's not going to win a lot of games. 12 game season, I see him winning 9 to 10 of them. That's just me. Now, another person in the AFC to talk about is Alex. Alex played last year's tournament, and he played against Nate one time when it was the Patriots versus the Steelers going to the AFC Championship. And Alex is also an offensive threat. What makes him just a little bit better than Nate is that he has more experience. This will be Alex's 5th time playing Madden throughout the years, and this is his 3rd tournament he's ever been in since I've known him. And since he has the Patriots, we're gonna talk about Tom Brady. Obviously, we talk about GOAT. Let's talk about GOAT. Tom Brady also has an X factor role, but he also has a receiver that can get him those good passes, activate that X factor, and make him also an offensive threat. And I think it's Julian Edelman. I think is the wide receiver for the Patriots. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments because I do not remember. Other than that, he is also defensively a threat. He can play defense like no other. He can force turnovers. He can stop your run game, stop your best receiver. I'm looking forward to seeing what he does, and I'm not just bringing him up because he's also a top offensive player, but I also play him first in our opening first ever Madden tournament game, which will be this Thursday night on Twitch, Roadblock 2145. If you're not already, sign on to that or know what my channel I'm going to be on, that's where most of the live games will be. Non-live games or pre-recorded games will be on this channel. So back to the conversation. I do think that Alex will give Nate a run for his money, and those two will actually be the top two AFC players battling for AFC champion. It's easy to say Nate can go back because he's already been 3 different times, and he doesn't seem like he's going to slow down. And that's, to me, those two AFC players are going to show us something this season, and they're going to win 9+ games this season. If they don't, it'll be a surprise. That's my prediction. I'm going on to the NFC now. Again, not talking about myself. I'm not going to put myself in this conversation. I have to talk about people who you haven't seen before. So a person that I do think will actually be different than anybody else is a new player. And he's using the Buccaneers. And I don't have the list next to me right now. It kind of sucks. But when he has the Buccaneers. Now, I know you're looking at me like, well, DJ, it's the Buccaneers. How good could he be? I've seen him play people who have used good teams with a better offense, better defense. He is just somebody who can just pick apart an offense and a defense no matter what team he uses. He can use the 49ers. He could use the Browns and be okay. But he still gives great teams who should be demolishing him a hard time. He gives them a hard time. And I look forward to seeing him play in the regular season. Another NFC player who I think may also do well if he comes into the tournament on time is Demarius, and he's using the Panthers. Now, the Panthers have always been a decent team offensively. Defensively, in my opinion, not that great defensively, but a good offensive team. They give people, an offensive problem. Like, he'll either throw the ball, he'll run the ball, he'll run with the quarterback or with the running back, so you don't know what to do with that. And I'm looking forward to seeing, again, what he brings, because this is his second time playing Madden. He played in the last tournament, didn't get past the first round, but he's been practicing since 20 came out. I've seen his growth. I've seen what he's able to do, and I'm looking forward to seeing more from him. I'm not saying he's going to win it all, but I am saying he's going to be that breakout player in this year's Madden. Going on to another conversation, these are players I think need to work on a lot of things before it gets too late for them. Number one is Ben Baker, the brother of Nate Baker. Ben will be using the Chicago Bears, and Ben is awesome. I've played Ben multiple times throughout Madden since I've known him, and we're actually 3-3 against each other. Little fact right there. Ben is talented offensively and defensively. He's unorthodox in playing. He has shown me what he can do. But watching preseason games, and most people have talked about it by watching just a handful of the preseason games he was in, just the 2 he's been in, he can score. He just gets too stingy. He has to learn to be patient with his offense. He tries to rush the ball down the field, ends up throwing interceptions, and again, even though it's only the preseason, he ended up ending the game with 11 turnovers, and 8 of those are interceptions. I think when he comes out in the regular season, he's going to do better. I hope he does better, or he finds out what his mistakes was, so he doesn't make those same mistakes again. Madden is a game that most people think is easy to play, but Madden actually requires you to be a little bit smarter and patient. You add those into your gameplay, you'll do so much better. It's not a hard game. It's not an easy game either. If you just jump into it, you're not going to play good. But if you put in time and you grind and make yourself better, understanding your playbook and defensively, offensively, and knowing your opponent, you're going to do fine. And Ben needs to do that. Another person I think probably needs to do a lot of work as well is, again, I don't have all the lists because I don't know some of the people. I'm not going to remember their names, but I think his name is Peter, and he will be using the Browns. Now, a lot of people saying the Browns are going to do good this regular season, which I assume that every year. I'm not a Browns fan. I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan. And again, by saying that, you know which team I'm using. But the Browns have always been that team that everybody assumes is going to do something. Or even if you're not even a fan of that team, you expect them to do something. But it doesn't happen. So I hope that he has done everything he can with his preseason games and his practice and trying to get used to the mechanics of this game, because Madden is a little bit different defensively. It requires you to be more hands-on defensively, so you're not just using the lineman, your computer doing most of the work. You have to know what plays to call on defense, and that's his main problem. Defensively, he's not a good player. Offensively, he's okay. He has Odell Beckham, he has Baker Mayfield. He can do his thing, and I'm not sure where he will be in this tournament or this regular season leading up to a tournament, but I think he'll be fighting for a wild card spot, if anything, because his schedule is not easy. Tomorrow, I'm going to be releasing the schedules and players, the teams you can see. And again, some of them will be live, some won't be live, and the ones that aren't live will be pre-recorded on other Xboxes, because some people don't have the things that we have. And they'll send it to me, and I'll be able to post the games on here if you guys want to watch them. If you don't want to watch them live, and yeah, that's the my opinion, my thoughts on the regular season, what we're doing, and how it's going to be. Hold on for 1 second while we be right back to let you know more information about this year's first ever Madden regular season. And we are back, and for the last segment of this conversation about our first ever Madden regular season, I like to talk about one player who I think will be a surprise player in the AFC side of the Madden regular season, and will give Nate and Alex a hard time in the AFC, and that's Raymond. He is from Florida, and he is a big Kansas City Chiefs fan. Not sure if he's a longtime Chiefs fan or a bandwagon one. I got into a debate with him the other day. We laughed about it, and we all just have fun here. But yeah, I think that Raymond will actually give those guys a hard time. He's one of those sleeper players, you call him, that he can just pick up a controller and automatically be good. I've seen what he has done in the preseason games and what he's been doing in practice. I don't know his schemes, don't know what these guys doing, obviously, because he's not trying to cheat. But this is one thing. He's one person I think that will give not just the AFC, but anybody playing him in the NFC, and even whoever gets to the AFC side of the tournament, a hard time, because he can use Patrick Mahomes like the real Patrick Mahomes. He's fast with him. He can run. He can throw. And this is his first time ever playing Madden. That's the funny thing. He has always said his father had it. His older brothers played it. Raymond is 23. And this is his first time playing Madden. And what he has done so far offensively, he picked up the game quick. Easily picked it up. Had no problems at all. And again, I haven't played him yet. I don't think I do play him. Not that I see on the schedule. I probably do. I don't remember. But he is actually somebody I think these guys need to look out for. Again, not just in the AFC, but whoever NFC players he's playing, they need to be careful with him and keep him from scoring so much, because he is a high-scoring machine, and his defense is just amazing, and he can do almost anything with Tyreek Hill. And it's just ridiculous how somebody can pick up a game that fast for his first time ever playing Madden. Now, that's just me. That's what I think. And again, this Thursday will be the first ever regular season with Thursday Night Madden, what we're calling it. Adams Family presents Thursday Night Madden. And it'll be me taking on the Patriots. I'm using the Cowboys. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that all works. And if it gets enough views, I know it's going to be doing good. So again, thank you guys for watching. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you want more Madden regular season news, just come back to this channel because we're going to bring you more this week. Again, thank you guys for watching. And as always, you stay blessed.